So I got this 1974 Dodge Monaco. Don't get excited, it's not a bluesmobile. It's a two-door hardtop, and this car was featured in our TV show, Screen Machines, that we did back in 2014, 2015. And it's a car that I found because I was looking for a Dodge Monaco bluesmobile, and then I came across this car. And the person who had it was actually Martha, who is on the TV show Dallas Car Sharks, also produced by AMS Pictures, that was also, on our family of TV shows. So, local reality show person. And she had this car, and I think I bought it for like $3,500, which everybody said was really high. But man, this car was so clean. It was long and black, two-door hardtop. Thing looked beautiful, man. And original hubcaps, totally original car. You know, little old lady drove it to church, kind of a story. And then, for whatever reason, we just got busy. I set it outside, and I guess just the change from going from the garage to being outside, I don't know, but all the paint come off the car. It just unpainted itself. So, you know, my history of having cars painted black is pretty shady. It's pretty difficult to do. I took it back to this other dude who did the last Trans Am, the one with the cat paws on it. And so this is what happened, right? He says, okay, he goes, I'll paint the car for $2,500. Now, by the way, so the car had a vinyl top. Vinyl top had rusted out the roof. Whenever you find a car with a vinyl top, you need to go poking around and see if it isn't Swiss cheese, because that's what happens with the vinyl tops. Took the vinyl top off, it was Swiss cheese. And we weren't going to replace the whole roof. I said, dude, we're just going to fiberglass the roof, and then we'll filler it in, and then we'll sand it down, and then that's what we're going to have to do. Well, the first time he painted it, well, it didn't turn out so good. I showed up. The top of this car was lumpy as mashed potatoes. Looked like my ex-wife's ass. I'm telling you, man, it was in bad shape. So I said, dude, you got to paint it again, right? So he sanded it down, painted it again. I ended up paying him $3,000 to paint the car. Just a disaster. I just can't seem to get a car painted black. It's ridiculous. So the interior's black. This is a triple black car. I mean, this was a black car, black interior, black top with a black thing on the bottom. I mean, it was beautiful. Murdered out to the max. Such a gangster car. And I just wanted to keep this thing. But I said, dude, we got to Vegas-proof this car. We're moving my shop from Dallas to Texas to Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm like, dude, it's going to be hot. And this is a 400 Chrysler motor. These sumbitches run hot. And it's got this pathetic two-row radiator. Yeah, man, this is what we just pulled out. Cole pulled this out. It's a, you know, I mean, it lasted almost 50 years. It's a two-row, but you know, the car just, as the car gets older, just doesn't cool as well. So I ordered from Champion this super thick Big Mac 4-row radiator, and it comes with an electric fan. So we already put it in there. He had to custom build some brackets. All right. How was that? How was that good? All right.
Yeah, it worked pretty well.
And then, but it's got this fan built in and some louvers. And I was like, dude, if we could have both the electric fan and the mechanical fan, that would work. What do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, it might. You know, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna inhibit airflow or.
That's pretty tight. Pretty tight clearance. Clearance. Don't call me Shirley. You think it's gonna stay cool without the fan if we take it off?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, my truck does fine. With
yeah, but you're not in Vegas.
Well, I mean, even in the summertime. I mean, my truck could run cooler in the summertime. It does get up there to like 210.
Dude, look how thick this thing is, man. This thing is like... Bam! That billet top, too, man. I wonder how many... Did you say how many pounds that is?
Not really. Maybe it's...
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's probably like 16 average.
All right. This thing is filthy. But then we started thinking, right? Mechanical clutch fan robs the motor of power, you know? Slows down the ability to speed it up. I mean, that's why there's a clutch on the fan, so it's not just yanking on it. But we were thinking maybe we should lose the mechanical fan just for the extra power torque. You say it might gain like 20 horsepower.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's pretty much what
I mean, what do you think this 400 has to start with?
Probably 180.
Really?
Yeah, for the lower compression.
It's a big, heavy car. 180 108 horsepower. So I think what we'll do is we'll ditch the fan for now. We'll just toss it in the trunk. And then we'll wait for like July to hit in Vegas. We'll see how this thing cools. And then if it doesn't cool enough, we can always put the fan back on. This is the 400 motor. So I've been schooled recently. This is what I've learned. 360, distributor in the back.
Oh yeah.
400, 440, distributor in front. Now, I went full-blown MSD on this thing, and I spent $600 on this electronic ignition. Dude, I got this off in there. Free plug for these guys. The whole distributor, coil, plugs, wires. Engine's filthy because just need to clean it up. But anyway. And then we put this little Edelbrock. I kind of wish I had just kept the original carburetor on there, but I don't know. We may do some other carburation or fuel injection, maybe one of those Holley fuel injectors, or I don't know. And then there's also the talk of the concept of maybe doing a full engine swap with a modern 5.7 liter Hemi out of a Charger or something. I don't know. What do you think about that?
That's pretty cool.
We could put an LS in it. Should we put an LS motor in a Dodge? Is that wrong? I think that's wrong. Clock ticking. Clock in this thing works perfectly and keeps perfect time. It's chronometer. It says right on it. They made so many variations of these cars. I talked about it in my last Blues Brothers video. You know, they had a 4-door post, you know, with a post in the middle, and they had a 4-door hardtop with no post in the middle, and they had a 4-door with a vent window here, and then they have the 2-door hardtop where that rolls down. It's just one big giant window, which is amazing. The profile of this thing, you know, when you see it, like just with the windows down, it's a cool style that you just don't see on any cars today. You know, I love the ass end of this thing. I mean, it's just a Bluesmobile everywhere else, you know? But we're gonna go with the shiny black, and I think I'm gonna have to put another vinyl top on. Not totally thrilled with how the roof came out. So we're gonna have to put some pegs in here, put another vinyl top on, do a nice black vinyl top, I guess. Or I could do red. I could do a red vinyl top. That'd look gross though. I like black and red, but you gotta have some style. It's gotta be murdered out. You know. So what else you got to do? You're gonna change the thermostat?
Yeah, and there's also a wire harness kit.
Oh yeah.
Goes
Wire
to
that to the battery into the ignition.
Thermal switch, which tells it to turn on at about 180 degrees.
Sweet. Did you ever? And don't forget to hook up the cruise cable.
Yeah, I still need to do that, and yeah, I mean it probably still works.
It could.
And
once all the vacuum lines are replaced, like we need to buy just a roll of vacuum hose.
Oh yeah.
And to keep that around the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Just get like a roll of that. My goal is to drive this thing to Vegas. I've always wanted to do a road trip in this car, but I would prefer to have cruise control. I don't need air conditioning right now because it's like below zero probably in Flagstaff and Arizona. It's been piled up. So one of the reasons I haven't gone to Vegas in the last week or two is because it's been like snowing. It snowed in Vegas the other day. My buddy in Summerlin told me that he got snow in Vegas. Now usually there's snow on the strip. You know, you just have to know who to call. But snow in Vegas, not a good thing. And there was a big pile up coming out of Kingman off I-40, which is a route that I take with the big truck and trailer. And I'm not real keen into pileups. I'm not into that. So I'm going to wait for the snow to melt a little bit, and then I'll make another trip. And in the meantime, we're working on cars. Okay, we're inside my custom 32-foot trailer, which is a mess. And we've been customizing this thing, putting LED. These are the same LED lights that we use in the flux bands on the time machines. So I was like, dude, just run those down, up and down the sidewalls. It works great, right? We put in lots of this E-track and put a solar charger up on top and a winch. This thing is 32 feet, man. Let's take a take a stroll back here. So what I've just been doing today is I built this plate of steel to cover, let me jump down here, to cover this gap. Ooh, I don't know if I can do it with one hand, it's heavy. Oh, it's plate steel. There's this huge, gap with the hinges. Whew. So Head Metal Supermarket cut this up for me. It's an 1/8 inch piece of plate steel and then a piano hinge so that we can roll pallets and dollies and things across this smoothly. And also just whatever, right? So the thing is I want another one down here, and you can't see, the lights don't come down here, but there's this gap here, right here, a huge gap. I don't know if you can see with the lights. So I'm making another plate, and it's going to have little stanchion kickstand feet underneath it, supports, so that the area between here and where it meets will be supported, so that when you drive a car on it, it won't bend or crush. So let's go check out the progress of that, see how that's coming along. EJ was welding it for me. Yeah, man, these Harbor Freight LED lights, we mount those all over. You got them by the door, out here. See, this thing has its own battery system. The truck's over there, right? This thing, so we mounted a light there so that when you're hooking up your hitch, you got light. I mean, this is electric hitch. It's got its own little light, but you can operate the trailer on its own power supply, and that's the way to go, And it just runs on that battery. Got a little fuse box set up over there that we're working on stuff, but we've got this kick-ass 20-watt solar charger on top, and it just keeps it charged up. It just sits here in the sun all day and charges itself. It's awesome. Woo, 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 woo. I bought a bunch of these off of eBay. I'm gonna mount these all over my property. I've been having these problems with these homeless people, right? Coming around my property. So I've been trying out all these different ones. They're from China. You got this one, and it lights up, and when you walk past it, it goes off. It's got a siren on it. Let's see how this. And then I got another one that's got a barking dog effect. I just got this in the mail. We were messing with this. It's a barking dog. It's like, roar, 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 roar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it apart. I'm gonna rewire it. So instead of the little rinky-dink speaker in there, I'm gonna hook it up to a Mackie, like a 450 or something, like a big PA speaker. And I'm gonna put that behind the door, and then it's gonna have a trigger that sets it off 100 feet away, and it's gonna be like a T-Rex, roar, roar, roar. People are gonna be like, what kind of fucking dog does he have in there? I'm gonna, I'm gonna go down the butcher shop, get some big femurs, from cows, and just throw them around the yard. It's crazy. Oh, let me show you something else I got. Another free endorsement for these people. Because I'm so impressed with these. Hold on. So let me get one where I can show it to you. I've been buying these light switches for my house. They're made by a company called Buster Punch, right? And they're I'll show them to you in detail later when I'm doing the house, but they come in stainless steel and brass and all the stuff, and they're really super high quality switches. These are they're $100 a piece, man. This dimmer switch, it's like a knurled knob. When I show you this thing, it's gonna blow your mind. The quality of these plates, these finished plates. I mean, I spent $600 on light switches and outlets. Because listen, man, you're gonna go through all the trouble of making this badass house, right? And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna put a 25-cent plastic white light switch? Come on, that's not my style. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, we got some time machining going on here. How's this welding working out? Is it done? Is it welded? Let's take a look. Cool.
You need to get a better mask. I just have to use the
mask.
Yeah, the COVID.
The welding mask?
COVID burn.
Dude, that's a $150 welding helmet. Man. That's a Vulcan. That's the most expensive one you can get at Harbor Freight. I'm serious though. That's the highest dollar one they have. What's wrong with it?
That thing has never worked.
Now it has convenient handles. Are they hot? No, it's not hot. Keep you warm on this cool winter's day. Wait, I gotta turn around. Hold on. Okay. All right, so I don't know, it's too dark back here. This is the idea. Made this little flap here, and it's got those little feet standoffs on the bottom to keep it from bottoming out and bending, so that when a car wheel drives across it, of course it's not mounted yet. We gotta put this hinge on, but I gotta pull these bolts out, and that's gonna be screwed along the edge, and then it'll flip down, and then when this is flat, see, oh, that's just perfect. I'm a good engineer. But anyway, so the idea was, you know, we want to be able to haul pallets and dollies and things and have it just flow smoothly. Flow smoothly up into the trailer. It's going to be awesome. I think it's too dark to finish it. Let me go inside here. Here it is, closed up. So the flap just kind of hangs across the top of the door here, and then that piece folds up with the door. Works really well, helps close that gap, and so now it'll make it a lot easier for us to load dollies and pallet jacks and things in here. You can fit a lot in this thing. It's a big trailer. Oh, I'm tired.